Alright. The king returns, ladies and gentlemen. The king returns. Well, the king of Warhammer reactions. That's what I am. Not the king of Warhammer. Actually, I'll be more of the emperor of Warhammer reactions. I don't know who else does Warhammer reactions like me, to be fair. But anyway, today we're back with some more Warhammer. It's been a while since we covered Warhammer. Obviously, we done TTS episode 28, I think. But yeah, we haven't done any lore for the longest time. Obviously, I was kind of burnt out from lore, so I said we're going to take a break. And yeah, one thing we did not cover back in the day was adeptus. So how do you say it? Sororitas. I'm just going to call them adeptus senoritas, you know what I mean? Because I think that sounds more funny, you know. But so yeah, we're going to check them out today, or Sisters of Battle, whatever. This video is from a channel we have actually never covered before, 40k Theories. So yeah, a lot of people requested me to check this guy out back in the day. So yeah, this video is titled 40k Lore for Newcomers, who are the Sisters of Battle. So yeah, hopefully he gives us a nice concise explanation about them. And yeah, it'll be nice to find a new channel to watch. Got a lot of subscribers, but if you haven't subscribed to him already, be sure to subscribe to 40k Theories. Subscribe to me as well, of course, for more reactions. And if you want to suggest a video down below, feel free. You can join our Discord. I also stream on Twitch. So yeah, feel free to go and join those. But yeah, let's go. Yeah, we're going to get into this, boys. Let's go.
Hello, everyone. This is Remlays from 40k Theories. And welcome.
40k Theories does the voice of this random Mechanicus dinosaur guy in TTS as well. Someone told me, right?
To this new edition of 40k Lore for Newcomers.
Well, not
for
really
this
newcomer
episode,
anymore,
we will be taking a brief look at the Sisters of Battle. As always, this is but a brief overview, and certain events and such will have their own in-depth videos dedicated to them within the future. Now, without further ado, let's begin.
Heretics crave the cleansing fire of absolution. They need not fear, for we shall deliver it to them.
The Sisters of Battle.
The few things I know about the Sisters of Battle, right? One, that a reason they exist is because of the ecclesiarchy, right? Two, they're kind of the equivalent of Space Marines for women, because women can't actually be turned into Space Marines for whatever reason. I don't know if it's biological, if only boys can do it. Maybe it's because they're stronger, I don't know. But yeah, the Sisters of Battle have like their own armor. They're very good warriors, and they do have a few genetic enhancements, I think, but not to the level of Space Marines. We did see in Hell's Reach back in the day where Grimaldus was fighting with them, and I'm pretty sure they got slapped up by the orcs, but you know, didn't everyone?
Formerly known as the Adeptus Sororitas, are an organisation in service to the Adeptus Ministorum, or Ecclesiarchy. They are divided into four main divisions: the Orders Militant, Orders Hospitaller, Orders Famulus, and Orders Dialogus, each with their own specific roles, though some other minor divisions also exist. While it is the Orders Militant who serve as the main military force of the Ecclesiarchy, the term Sisters of Battle is used to informally describe all four collective divisions of the Adepta. The Adeptus Sororitas is comprised entirely of women, due to a legal loophole which prevents the Ecclesiarchy from having men under arms, thanks to a diktat known as the Decree Passive. The women of the Adeptus Sororitas are known for their zeal and unyielding devotion to the imperial cult, and will fearlessly march against the mutant and the heretic in order to purge them, cleansing sinners in gouts of purifying flame.
I mean, the Space Marines do the same thing, you know?
Because of their piety and devoutness to the God Emperor in hunting down and exterminating heretics and the like, their skills are frequently utilised by the Inquisitors of the Ordo Hereticus, due to their common goals. With their combination of religious fanaticism and powerful weaponry, the Sisters of Battle are an awe-inspiring and terrifying force upon the battlefield,
Fair
to
enough.
both ally and enemy alike.
The absence of faith is the mark of the weak. The absence of faith is the mark of the heretic. The absence of faith is the mark of damnation.
The Sisters of Battle can trace their origins back to the age of apostasy during the 36th millennium, The organization that would be the foundation for the modern-day Sisters of Battle was a religious cult known as the Daughters of the Emperor, upon the world of San Lior. The cult would be visited by the Lord of the Administratum and High Ecclesiarch Gog Vandire, who...
Pretty sure that the Emperor didn't have any daughters, he only had sons. Was it, We know about all those Primarchs, just saying.
Through deceptive means, would transform the cult into his own elite army of bodyguards.
And now someone's going to comment, all the Space Marines are his sons. I guarantee it.
This army, now renamed the Brides of the Emperor, would enforce
Even
Vandire's
worse.
stranglehold upon the Imperium, and the Brides of the Emperor slaughtered many of his rivals within the Ecclesiarchy who attempted to assassinate him. Vandire would be declared as a traitor to the Imperium by the preacher Sebastian Thor, as well as many chapters of the Adeptus Astartes and the forces of the Adeptus Mechanicus, who called upon the remaining High Lords of Terror to execute Vandire for his actions.
These dudes.
In response, Vandire dissolved the High Lords of Terror and would launch a series of assaults against those he perceived to be heretics who refused his right to rule.
I don't mean to be that guy, but if you're waging war against the Astartes, the Mechanicus, and all of those guys, you're not gonna win, big fella. I'm sorry.
This would then result in the siege of the Ecclesiarchal Palace, where the Brides of the Emperor fought a fierce and bloody defense against the Martian Skitarii and warriors of numerous Space Marine chapters. This conflict would come to an end when the warriors of the Adeptus Custodes infiltrated the Ecclesiarchal Palace and would escort the leader of the Brides, Alicia Dominica, and her personal retinue to the Imperial Palace.
That's one thing, man. If you can't win, you just call the Custodes, bro. You call the janitors. They come, and once they arrive, they're going to shit on you. And probably none of them are going to die. And a lot of you are going to die.
While it's unclear what happened next, it's commonly assumed that they were brought before the Emperor himself. Regardless of what happened within the Imperial Palace, Alicia Dominica would personally execute Gog Vandire for his crimes of treason and heresy. Following this conflict, the High Lords of Terror would instill and enforce the Decree Passive, disbanding the Ecclesiarchy's militant forces and forbidding them from having men under arms. The newly appointed High Ecclesiarch, Sebastian Thor, argued that, due to the wording of the decree, the Brides of the Emperor, now having reverted to their original Daughters of the Emperor name, were allowed to remain as a militant force, due to having no men within their ranks.
The whole woman being brought in front of the Emperor, that's been mentioned a few times, in a few lore videos and in TTS, I believe, if I remember correctly.
It is thanks to this legal loophole that the modern-day Sisters of Battle were born.
By bolter shell, flamer burst, and melter blast, the mutant, the heretic, and the traitor alike are cleansed of their sin of existence. So has it been for 5 millennia, so shall it be unto the end of time.
While commonly known as the Sisters of Battle to the ordinary citizens of the Imperium, the Adeptus Sororitas is not just a militant organization. The Sororitas are split into numerous orders, each with their own specific roles and specializations. The orders militant are the martial arm of the Adeptus Sororitas, armed with weaponry and armor that is superior to that of the Astra Militarum. The sisters of these orders are armed more akin to the Space Marines of the Adeptus Astartes, clad in power armor and wielding bolters as their standard issue firearm. The forces of the Orders Militant, in addition to typical battle sisters, also include Dominion sisters, who are armed with special weaponry such as melter guns and flamers, Retributors, who are heavy weapon specialists, and Seraphim, who are considered to be some of the most skilled warriors of their order, and typically equipped with jump packs.
Ooh, jump packs.
In addition, the Order's militant also make use of Rhino and Repressor armoured personnel carriers, as well as the devastating Immolator and Exorcist tanks in battle against Xenos and heretics.
Rhino, that is one hell of a name for a tank, bro. You can already imagine what that does, dude.
The Order's Hospitaller, by contrast, are comprised of surgeons, physicians, and nurses.
Oh, that makes sense.
These particular orders are some of the oldest, predating the foundation of the adeptus sororitas, having been documented as existing since the time of the Horus Heresy.
Horus!
The medical expertise of the Order's Hospitaller has seen their skills utilized by nearly all branches of the Imperium, with the exception of the Adeptus Astartes.
Hey man, they got their own...
Sometimes,
what do you call medics in the Astartes? I can't remember. But...
Inquisitor will call upon the talents of a Sister Hospitaller to not only heal members of their retinue, but also to inflict torture upon prisoners.
I mean, for sure.
The Order's
If
dialogue...
you think about it, Doctor would be the best person to inflict torture because they know exactly all the points at which to cut you and to hit you whatever break that won't be lethal, you know? So yeah, don't get tortured by a doctor.
Logos are expert scholars and linguists. Typically, it is the sisters of these orders who will be tasked with acquiring texts from xenological or heretical sources and translating them for the Administratum or the Inquisition. The Order's Famulus serve as diplomats and advisors to many imperial noble families, and are instrumental in making sure that the faith of such families never wavers.
Were you killing dressed like this, dude?
As well as making sure that any disloyalty towards faithful houses is swiftly and effectively dealt with.
Nice.
In addition to these four main orders, there are numerous minor orders, such as the Order Sabine, who introduced the tenets of the Imperial Creed to primitive cultures upon newly discovered worlds, and the Orders Pronatus, who study and maintain artifacts deemed holy by the Ecclesiarchy.
This armor's pretty cool, no? It's kind of like Sanguinius colours, no?
These heretics refute the Emperor's holy right to rule. Let them argue with the barrel of a gun.
Where did he get all these voices?
The Adeptus Sororitas are strict adherents to the tenets of the Imperial Creed, the religion of the Imperium, which venerates the Emperor of Mankind as a god incarnate.
He's not a god.
Those girls who become recruited for the Adeptus Sororitas would be indoctrinated from a young age by the tutor priests of the Scholar Progenium, who instill in them the doctrines of the Imperial Creed.
Looks like a dwarf. That's what he looks like.
They, like all other devout followers of the Creed, believe that despite having walked among men, the Emperor always was and will always be the one true God of humanity. As a result of this strict devotion, the Adeptus Sororitas despise heretics, Xenos, and mutants, viewing them as threats to humanity needing to be purged.
Who doesn't dislike all those three things? The Space Marines are exactly the same. Like, what?
Most Sororitas also hold an intense hatred and distrust towards psychos, with many believing that they should also be purged without exception, though some do recognize the usefulness of those psychos sanctioned by the Imperium.
And then who will be Emperor food? The Emperor needs to eat like 2,000 a day. Plus they need them for navigation. So, yeah, I mean, he did say unsanctioned. So those are the ones that people that aren't registered or by the Imperium or just do their own thing or maybe don't even control it, you know?
But due to their dedication to the Imperial cult, this often leads to strained relations between the Adeptus Sororitas and the Adeptus Mechanicus, who follow the tenets of the cult Mechanicus, and the Adeptus Astartes, as many chapters of the Astartes will still follow a variation on the atheist imperial truth.
I mean, surely all the original chapters follow that. Yeah, I mean, these are space wolves, I think. I mean, I'm not too sure they're going to be eating this, but these look like Space Wolves. I'm sure all the OG original 20... I always forget how many Primarchs there are because I'm an idiot, but those OG, was it 19 Primarchs or was it 21? I can never remember. But yeah, those OG... Is his eye popping out? Those OG legions obviously know the Emperor was not a god. Or even if they do, they probably think they're gods too, especially the Primarchs. So I'm assuming Ultramarines, Space Wolves, Dark Angels, Blood Angels, all those guys, they abide more like this.
If a Sororitas believes that they have sinned, or otherwise broken the strict tenets of their religious code, then they
I'm not saying you're gonna fight in this, but you're just gonna get hit. There's no armor. You're gonna take a lot of damage.
seek to atone by becoming Sisters Repentia, who seek to redeem themselves through flagellation, self-mutilation, and by seeking death in combat.
No wonder,
These
never mind.
women, led into battle by Repentia mistresses, will fight with fanatical fervour and berserk fury,
Like the
wielding
Creeds.
massive chain blades known as eviscerators in combat against their foes.
Fitting name.
Those sinners who are guilty of even greater crimes may even find themselves surgically implanted into vast machines known as penitent engines. Similar in function to the dreadnoughts of the Adeptus Astartes, though not as heavily armoured, these machines are towering robotic constructs that stride into battle, using their integrated chain fists and heavy flamers to slaughter the enemy in the name of the Emperor.
It's not a dreadnought
Should
though,
they
is it?
survive a combat engagement, those who become penitent engines will then be constantly bombarded with feelings of guilt and suffering directly into their brains,
Oof.
so that when they are next unleashed, they may attempt to seek forgiveness at the cost of their lives,
I mean, makes
as well
sense,
as
doesn't
those of their enemies.
Not moral or ethical, but it's the Warhammer way, you know?
Because of their overlapping goals, the Order Hereticus branch of the Inquisition will frequently work alongside the Adepta Sororitas. In fact, following the Age of Apostasy, an assembly known as the Convocation of Nephilim was convened.
See, this is good quality armor. This is going to stop you from dying. The others that I've pointed out, they're not.
Culminated in the Adeptus Sororitas becoming the chamber militant of the Order Hereticus, in addition to that of the Ecclesiarchy, despite their radically different methods of operation, with the Inquisition being more covert and suspicious compared to the zealous nature of the Sororitas. When the Order Hereticus seeks military aid against chaos cults or other such threats, their calls will frequently be answered by the Sisters of Battle, who will gleefully put the heretic to the flame.
Makes sense.
And that concludes this edition of 40k Lore for Newcomers.
Thank you, sir. Great video from 40k Theories. If you have not subscribed to him, be sure to do that. It's a nice intro because we haven't checked him out before, man. And I do like checking out new, different YouTubers. I wanted to spice it up because we checked out a shit ton of Arch and Looting and Major Kill before. So I feel it's only nice, or I feel like it's nice to, and Italian Spartacus, I feel like it's nice to get a new YouTuber and watch his video. But yeah, great stuff from him. Nice overview, not a long video, man. Exactly what I wanted, man. Not like Arch with his very long videos. I tried watching the origins of the Sisters of Battle in the Age of Apostasy by him, and literally I couldn't do it. This was a few months back now, but yeah, shout out to him. Definitely very interesting. Obviously, there's a lot of branches. They're used for different things. Obviously, now that the Ecclesiarchy is not that of what they were once upon a time, you know, they help out the Inquisition and stuff like that. And there's, like I said, lots of different branches, kind of like Space Marines. They're almost, I don't want to say B-Tech Space Marines, but they are, because they don't have the armor or the weapons or the skill of Space Marines. Their dreadnoughts aren't even like Space Marine dreadnoughts, probably because I don't know why women can't have the upgrades like the men can. I can't remember. Someone told me back in the day, but I can't remember. Someone's going to have to explain that to me. But yeah, I'm sure that's the reason. But yeah, definitely very good video. Thank you all for watching this, man. If you enjoyed, be sure to hit the subscribe button and leave a like. And suggest me any videos you'd like to see in the comments below. But yeah, I'll see you all next time.